You've heard about messy breakups, social media feuds, and even reality TV drama, but nothing quite prepared Atlanta for what went down at Shekinah's secret wedding. This wasn't your ordinary matrimonial mishap. No, this was a spectacle that looked more like a season finale than a sacred ceremony. Tiny Harris didn't just show up uninvited, she stormed the event like a force of nature, dragging Shekinah into a public confrontation in front of guests, cameras, and a very stunned T.I, who seemed frozen as if he had walked into his own funeral. Rumor has it, this wasn't just any wedding. This was supposed to be Shekinah's hidden moment, a quiet ceremony meant to crown her as the new Mrs. Harris. Yet when Tiny appeared, veil snatched, and screamed, "You stole my husband?" the entire villa erupted into chaos, instantly turning the day into one of the most talked about events in Atlanta's recent history. The footage that later circulated online captured the dramatic crescendo. Shekinah backing up near the altar in panic while Tiny tore off her lace front wig. Guests screamed, phones flashed, and T.I remained frozen in the background, witnessing the spectacle unfold. Within hours, clips of the incident leaked across multiple social media platforms, and the internet erupted. But as you'll see, what happened that day was far more complicated than a simple wedding crash. There were layers of history, betrayal, and calculated moves that made this spectacle go viral. To fully understand what happened, we need to rewind to the roots of this friendship and eventual rivalry. Tiny and Shekinah were once inseparable. They built their brand and public image on laughter, loyalty, and their unfiltered opinions, often leaning into humor and boldness that drew audiences from across the country. Tiny was known as the calm presence, the stabilizer who could diffuse tension, while Shekinah embodied chaos and unpredictability, the dramatic heartbeat of the duo. Their friendship was more than personal, it was professional, their collaboration fueling social media influence and entertainment projects for years. But like many relationships that grow under the public eye, cracks began to appear. Accusations, backstabbing, and infamous "I made you" meltdowns, moments that played out in front of fans, gradually eroded trust between them. By the time this wedding rolled around, fans believed the drama had ended, assuming the tension was behind them. Yet the events of that night revealed that past wounds had only been simmering. This wedding, far from being a romantic or celebratory occasion, was actually a battleground of old grudges, unresolved conflicts, and very public confrontation. Last weekend, a small luxury villa on the outskirts of Atlanta became the stage for what would be remembered as one of the wildest celebrity moments of 2025. With candlelight, soft jazz, and a meticulously curated guest list, it seemed like just another influencer gathering. But insiders tell a different story. This was Shekinah's wedding, and not just to anyone, but to someone allegedly connected to Tiny's personal world, a connection that fans had speculated about for years. According to multiple anonymous sources, including a person claiming to be related to the hairstylist, the wedding was meant to be intimate, a quiet escape from cameras, social media, and judgment. But Atlanta is a city where secrets rarely stay hidden, especially when the story involves two of its most high-profile figures. The whispers of betrayal and competitive tension had already set the stage, and when Tiny decided to attend, the villa transformed from a venue for love into a powder keg of drama. Tiny's plan reportedly was not passive. She told her assistant she wasn't sending a text. She was showing up in person. By the time she arrived, the ceremony was barely underway. As the preacher began the opening lines, "Dearly beloved," the villa doors swung open and Tiny appeared in full glam, heels clicking like gunshots across the polished floors. There was no security to stop her, no intervention, just sheer determination and fury. Witnesses later said the room seemed freeze. Even the champagne stopped fizzing as everyone realized the drama that was about to unfold. Shekinah attempted to maintain composure, offering a nervous smile, but Tiny was not there for pleasantries. "You really thought I wouldn't find out?" she reportedly said, directly confronting Shekinah in front of everyone. What happened next has since become legendary. Tiny raised her hand, tore off Shekinah's lace front wig, leaving her holding her vows in one hand and her dignity in the other. Screams filled the room, cameras flashed, and the DJ froze mid-track. The footage captured from 3 different angles, vertical, wide, and a security cam perspective, spread across social media almost instantly, cementing the moment as a viral spectacle that left viewers both shocked and fascinated.
Within hours of the incident, the clips circulated online, igniting debates across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Bloggers speculated endlessly. Some believed Tiny had pre-recorded the moment. Others claimed she had worn a hidden microphone to capture every word. Some even theorized it was part of a reality show pilot that never aired. Fans, however, were not buying the scripted reality explanation. The raw emotion in Tiny's voice and trembling hands made it clear that this was personal, fueled by real feelings of betrayal and frustration. Further digging revealed that the footage was uploaded from a production-grade device, not a guest's phone. The lighting, the camera angles, and the clarity of the audio suggested professional recording equipment had been used, a revelation that raised serious questions. Was this wedding, this meltdown, engineered for maximum public impact? And if so, by whom? As the story unfolded, more shocking details emerged. Screenshots of a group chat between Shekinah's bridesmaids revealed that they had been instructed to have their phones ready just in case Tiny showed up. One message even indicated that Shekinah wanted the world to see who really won. Could it be that Tiny, in crashing the wedding, was actually stepping into a premeditated trap? Adding another layer of intrigue, analysts noticed that Shekinah was wearing a gold band with the initials TH during the ceremony, speculated to stand for Tamika Harris, Tiny's full name. If true, it suggested either Shekinah was flaunting Tiny's old ring or was wearing something previously owned by her, adding a psychological layer to an already explosive confrontation. And T.I, the central figure in all this, became more than a bystander. Footage later surfaced showing him holding 2 cell phones and quietly instructing the cameraman during the chaos, "Keep rolling." Suddenly, it appeared that T.I was not simply witnessing the meltdown, he might have been orchestrating or at least documenting it for maximum impact. The public reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Social media exploded with memes, reaction videos, and parody recreations of the wig-snatching moment. Fans debated endlessly about who was the victim and who was the aggressor. Some sympathized with Tiny, seeing her as the betrayed wife seeking closure. Others felt for Shekinah, who had been humiliated in a staged performance of personal and professional revenge. Meanwhile, conspiracy theories circulated, claiming that T.I.'s team had manipulated the entire scenario to create viral content, possibly for an upcoming docuseries or reality show. Amid the chaos, both women posted online. Shekinah tried to laugh off the incident, claiming nobody snatched anything, while Tiny went silent, allowing her restrained presence to speak volumes. This silence, combined with subsequent interviews, reinforced Tiny's image as a symbol of controlled rage and intentionality, someone who knew exactly how the public narrative would unfold. The fallout extended beyond social media. Lawyers representing all parties became involved. The villa owner filed complaints for property damage and unauthorized filming, while Tiny's legal team demanded the destruction of all footage. Shekinah's attorneys claimed intellectual property rights over the content, and T.I.'s team remained largely silent, allowing speculation to grow. Streaming platforms reportedly bid on the footage before it leaked publicly, highlighting the entertainment and profit potential of viral scandal. Journalists analyzed metadata and Wi-Fi logs, discovering that the initial clip had been uploaded from equipment registered to Grand Hustle Media, T.I.'s company. This revelation reframed the entire narrative. The chaos may not have been an accident, but rather a carefully engineered spectacle designed to maximize attention and control. Months after the incident, nobody emerged unscathed. Tiny gained public sympathy, but lost privacy. Shekinah received empathy, but lost credibility. T.I. received the attention he sought, though at a controversial and polarizing cost. Sponsors distanced themselves, docuseries deals fell through, and social media continued to circulate clips endlessly, cementing the incident as one of the most infamous viral spectacles of the year.
However, the guests attempted to maintain composure, some trying to act as though nothing was happening. But Tiny's actions left little room for diplomacy. She reached forward, grabbing Shekinah's lace front wig and pulling it off entirely. In that moment, what should have been a private, intimate ceremony transformed into a spectacle reminiscent of a WWE match. The room erupted into chaos. Shrieks filled the air, cameras captured every movement, and social media instantly ignited with clips of the shocking confrontation. Within hours, the video was everywhere, leaving fans and followers asking, how did a secret wedding escalate into one of the most talked about scandals in recent memory? Who orchestrated the leak that sent the internet into a frenzy? And ultimately, what does this tell us about fame, betrayal, and revenge in the digital age? Rumors had been swirling for weeks that Shekinah was planning a secret wedding. Sources claimed it would be modest and private, far from the prying eyes of fans, paparazzi, and social media sleuths. Yet, in a city like Atlanta, secrets are rarely safe. Tiny Harris's involvement guaranteed that the event would attract attention, whether she wanted it or not. Their shared history, turbulent and public, only intensified the drama. Tiny and Shekinah were once inseparable, their connection a mixture of passion, laughter, and ultimately chaos. Fans had watched them build a brand on their personalities, their love-hate relationship, and the drama that seemed to follow them wherever they went. There was rarely calm, rarely peace. Shekinah often seemed to be the catalyst of chaos, and their past was filled with betrayals, breakdowns, and public spectacles that had left lasting impressions on fans. Many assume that, after years of scandal, the story had ended. But as with many things in Atlanta's celebrity circles, the apparent finale was merely the setup for a much bigger event. Let's rewind to that fateful weekend. Outside the city, tucked away in a luxurious mansion, candles flickered and soft jazz played in the background. The guest list was unusually small, leading the public to assume it was just another influencer gathering. But insiders revealed a different story. This was a wedding. Not just any wedding, but one with layers of hidden drama waiting to unfold. Shekinah's marriage, though the public didn't know to whom, was already a topic of speculation. According to multiple sources, including a hairstylist's cousin, Shekinah wasn't marrying a stranger. She allegedly said, "I do," to someone deeply entwined in Tiny Harris's life, someone who had been in her orbit for years, adding another layer of complexity to the already tense event. By the time Tiny arrived, the ceremony had barely started. The pastor had barely said "dearly beloved" when the doors burst open and she appeared, immaculately dressed, in full glam. There was no security, no intervention, just raw, unfiltered fury. Reports say she told her assistant, "I ain't sending no text, I'm pulling up." Champagne stopped fizzing, music froze, and Shekinah's expression suggested she had seen a ghost, or worse, a ghost armed with evidence and intent. An unidentified guest later told Glaucoma, quote, "You really thought I wouldn't find out." Tiny walked directly up the aisle, her heels clicking like gunshots, and on camera she shouted, "You stole my husband." The reaction was instantaneous. Guests froze, phones were raised, and Shekinah stood near the altar, clutching her vows in one hand and what remained of her composure in the other. The DJ froze mid-track, and within seconds, Tiny reached out, pulling off Shekinah's lace front wig and shredding it in front of everyone. Yells, gasps, and camouflages lit up the room like a movie scene, leaving no doubt that this wedding would be remembered for years to come. The video went viral almost immediately. Headlines exploded across social media. Tiny exposes Shekinah, Atlanta wig massacre, T.I shock at secret wedding showdown. Bloggers and influencers speculated endlessly. Had Tiny pre-recorded the footage, or was this an unaired reality TV pilot? Fans, however, saw something much simpler: raw, unfiltered emotion. Tiny's trembling hands and quivering voice left no room for doubt. This was real, and it was devastating. Meanwhile, Shekinah attempted to brush off the event in real time. Sporting a pink bonnet, she said, "Ain't no body snatched nothing." But viewers noticed the evidence of humiliation: lace scars on her forehead, hands shaking uncontrollably. Behind the scenes, a group chat among bridesmaids had been leaked, suggesting they were prepared for Tiny's arrival. One cryptic message read, "If she comes, let her." Was this entire spectacle a trap set for Tiny, or was this a confrontation she had planned for the cameras?
The mansion's owner later revealed that the venue had cameras hidden everywhere, NDAs for the caterers, and Wi-Fi strong enough for a live stream. This wasn't a fluke. It was meticulously designed for the internet. Tiny's PR team later claimed she had believed she was attending a business event, but fans quickly dismissed the explanation. Shekinah continued to post cryptic messages on Instagram, fueling speculation. TikTok exploded with edits and parody videos, recreating the wig snatch moment with captions like, "Tiny said vengeance." Professional camera angles suggested that the footage came from production-quality equipment rather than a guest phone, further raising questions about who had orchestrated the chaos. Reports confirmed that the device used to upload the footage belonged to T.I.'s company, Grand Hustle Media LLC. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. T.I., not Shekinah or Tiny, may have been the mastermind behind the spectacle. Streaming services reportedly bid for the footage, while Atlanta police confirmed multiple reports of assault and property damage. Legal experts warned Tiny could face civil suits. Instead, Shekinah filed for emotional distress and defamation, a move that fueled the public frenzy even further. The internet responded with memes, commentary, conspiracy theories, and relentless debate. Tiny gained sympathy but sacrificed her privacy. Shekinah gained empathy but risked her credibility. T.I. received attention, exactly what he wanted, albeit through a toxic spectacle. Sponsors disappeared, the docuseries that could have profited from the drama was canceled. Yet the footage lived on, circulating endlessly online, immortalizing the moment when everything collapsed. The wig, which flew across the altar, became an icon, appearing in memes, merchandise, and even Halloween costumes. It became a stark reminder that in 2025, fame is fueled as much by public trauma as it is by talent. All three participants were forced to navigate this new reality, turning their personal pain into a public performance, while audiences watched, judged, and shared every moment. So, who really won? Was Tiny the betrayed wife finally reclaiming her power? Was Shekinah the manipulated pawn caught in a staged performance? Or was T.I., in fact, the ultimate puppet master, orchestrating chaos for attention and control? Perhaps it's all of the above. What's clear is that in today's world, personal conflict has become content. Heartbreak becomes a highlight reel, and pain can be monetized in ways previously unimaginable. When the cameras never turn off, there is no private moment. Every interaction, every reaction, every argument is captured, edited, and repurposed for public consumption. Tiny walked in for closure, but found herself on a stage. Shekinah planned for celebration, but found herself humiliated. And T.I., the silent observer, potentially directed the entire production. In the end, this wasn't a wedding. It was a viral spectacle, a lesson in social media power, and a testament to how personal drama can evolve into a global conversation. And as Atlanta continues to dissect, debate, and meme every frame, one thing remains certain. In this city, betrayal is never the end of a story. It's just the beginning of the next headline. So, what do you think? Who was the real victim? Who was setting up whom? And most importantly, who leaked that final clip? Drop your theories in the comments below. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because in Atlanta, the tea never stops boiling.